continue with the previous video. So you just need to remember when you're using the prefix and the postfix symbol, prefix or postfix syntax, the difference is the current statement. The variable, the value of the variable after the statement, they both decrement or increment. But the difference between the prefix and the postfix syntax is the current statement. So then you see here, right? See, because that's a post increment. So the value in this statement still display 12, but afterward becomes 13. So then because the value is 13, then you do the pre-increment. So in this statement, 13 increment become 14. So of course, after this line, still 14. So now the same thing. This one, we do the cout. Then even you try to assign the value to the other variable, when you do the ascend sign, you do the decrement symbol. Because this one is the pre-decrement. So 14 will right away subtract by 1. So the value in this line is 13. So afterward, they still 13. But if you do the post-decrement, so original is 13, right? But for this line, the 13 will still keep the 13. It's after this line, the value will become 12. So that's when you use the post-increment and the pre-increment. The difference with the prefix and the postfix syntax, they are different. They affect the current statement. So let me show you, display the output, then you can really understand the result. So in the example 2, the same thing, we will have the number, the num variable equal to 4. So the first thing, let's display this value. Yeah, of course, you know it's 4, right? Okay, so then we display. So now we do the num postfix, right? So this line will become what? Right, because 4 postfix, I will increment afterward. So I display 4 first, but afterward num become 5. So that's why I see after num increment, we just display the value. So you will see here will be 5. But then afterward, we're using the pre-increment. So pre-increment in this line, 5 will be increment to 6. So that's why this line will display 6. But then you will see after the pre-increment, you display the num again. Num still 6. So that's why you can see the output. So then you can see again. So now we do the post-decrement. So here is 6, right? So post-decrement, so 6 here don't change. But after this line, they will become 5. Then pre-decrement. In this line, the num will become, you see, 5 decrement by 1, so become 4. So then after that, it will become 4. So that's your result. It is very important not just to look at that. You need to download this file and run from your IDE. Just like what I have here, you need to make sure you run from on your IDE. So then you can see, you can check the result. So then here we still the same thing, we're using the num equal to 4. Okay, so then we will do the current value, post increment, pre-increment. Then you see the value. Then we do the post decrement, pre-increment. So we see what is the value result. So that's why you need to run the program to see what happened. Okay, so that you will have the result. Okay, so make sure you will run the program. And the best is you run the program to see the result, right? And try to change the number or try to play with that and see do you understand that or not. That's the best way you learn about the programming. You need to download the file and modify the code and you see what is the result. So after you understand the increment and the decrement for the postfix or the prefix, so now let's see more. You see here we can actually have multiple increment decrement statements. Then we operator, then we combine together. So we just say, for example, here, let me give you the value. Okay, so we just say we have the integer value num1 equal to 6, num2 equal to 8. So then we see what happened on our value result here. Okay, so let me explain to you, then we find the value together. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, so now you can see here, we will do what? We will do the num1 post increment, then add pre-decrement for num2. Okay, so that's why here we write like this. You feel complicated, right? So that's fine. Sometimes if that's confuse you, you can put the parentheses. Or anytime if you feel the operator confuse you, put the parentheses to help you to see. So that's why we know we need to do this one first, then we add the value for this one. So now can you tell me, for this line, num1 plus plus result is what? Num1 is 6. So plus plus here, num1 is still equal to 6. Good. Because the post increment. So in these lines, num1 is still 6. But afterward, they will become 7. But here, they're still using the 6 value. So then here, your num2, right? But here, your num2 is pre-decrement. So your 8 will become 7, right? So then you see the first one. If the num1 is 6, num2 is 8. Okay, so then here, from this one, result will equal to 6, because post, plus 7 because pre-decrement equal to 13. Okay, so see, can you do that or not? Okay, continue. So we're using this value again. We're still using the same value. Okay, so we're still using the same value here. So now we don't know the result. So your turn, post the video. Think about how we will do this one. Right, so we need to do num1 plus num2 first, right? So 6 plus 8. Then this one, post increment. Good, so that's why we didn't increment yet. So that's why it's 14. Then result is 14. Yeah, we didn't increment yet. So actually it can be many different ways to write the post increment. You even can do that in the relational expression. But just be careful if you write like this, right? So when they do the comparison for the if statement, so this one is the pre-increment. So they will increment the value first, then compare are they greater than limit or not. So then you have your if result. So that's the pre-increment, post-increment, or we say increment and decrement in the prefix and the postfix.